Hello students, welcome to Target AES. Let us continue with module number 2, and in this module I am going to continue our open channel flow. I hope you are perfect in module number 1, right? कुछ ज़्यादा तो नहीं था उसमें. In this module we are going to see few more very important and interesting things. First, let us classify whether our flow is critical, subcritical or supercritical. ठीक है? To classify whether as critical, subcritical or supercritical, we have one more number similar to that of Reynolds number. Reynolds number हमने क्यों यूज किया था? To classify whether it is laminar or turbulent. Similarly, we are using one number which is called as Froude number to classify whether my flow is critical, subcritical or supercritical. सो व्हाट इज क्रिटिकल एक्चुअली? क्रिटिकल, सब क्रिटिकल, सुपर क्रिटिकल मैं डिटेल से आपको पढ़ा दूंगा, बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट इज क्रिटिकल फ्लो? लेट अस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. बिकॉज लैमिनार स्लो जाता है तो लैमिनार इंटरमिक्सिंग ऑफ पार्टिकल नहीं रहता है. ये फास्ट जा रहा है तो इंटरमिक्सिंग ऑफ पार्टिकल रहेगा एंड विल बी कॉलिंग इट एज टर्बुलेंट. बट व्हाट इज क्रिटिकल? क्रिटिकल का मतलब क्या है? सी, फॉर यू टू डू सर्टेन वर्क और फॉर यू टू मूव सर्टेन डिस्टेंस, ओके, अगर आपको मूव करना है, लेट अस से आपको मूव करना है 1 किलोमीटर, so you obviously need to spend certain energy, right? आपके पास certain energy है, you have to spend that energy in order to move from position 1 to position 2, right? So the energy whatever was present with you has been consumed in this process of moving from one point to other point. Same happens with water also. Water has certain energy and we are calling it as total energy. याद है ना आपको? P by gamma plus V square by 2G plus Z is equals to constant. So A मेरा total energy है. Obviously this total energy, water whatever it has to spend certain amount of it in order to move from position 1 to position 2. It has no special phenomenon. ठीक है? जो हमारे साथ होता है उनके साथ भी होता है. They need energy in order to move from one position to other position. So let us try to understand if the flow is happening from this position 1 to 2, the minimum energy, if the particle is moving, if water is moving with the minimum energy, अगर इससे थोड़ा भी energy कमेगा ना तो flow possible नहीं है. ठीक है? The flow is happening at minimum energy, then that type of flow is called as critical flow. Energy बस इतना है कि वो मूव कर पाए. इफ एनर्जी इज इवन लेस देन दैट, कुछ पॉइंट भी कम है उससे, तो फ्लो पॉसिबल नहीं रहेगा. सो दिस टाइप ऑफ फ्लो वी आर कॉलिंग, दिस टाइप ऑफ कंडीशन आई एम कॉलिंग इट एज क्रिटिकल कंडीशन. आई होप यू गॉट द कॉन्सेप्ट राइट. एक रफ आइडिया आ गया ना व्हाट इज क्रिटिकल कंडीशन. सो द एनर्जी इन बोथ सब क्रिटिकल एंड सुपर क्रिटिकल इज डेफिनेटली ग्रेटर देन माई क्रिटिकल कंडीशन. ऐसा नहीं है कि बहुत लोग समझते हैं सब क्रिटिकल एनर्जी शुड बी लेस देन क्रिटिकल. नो, let us be very clear. Both cases, all these three cases, flow is possible. Okay, so critical is the minimum case. Both your subcritical and supercritical energy levels are greater than your critical energy level. So what is difference between sub and super? I will explain you at the end of this module. But इतना तो clear हो गया ना आपको? Everything is clear. So गलती नहीं करोगे. So let us go back. So what is this Froude number? Froude number भी यहीं पे समझा दूंगा. You will study again in dimension analysis. It is nothing but under root of your inertial force divided by gravitational force. Formula आपको याद रखना है because छोटे छोटे एग्जाम में डायरेक्टली पूछता है. In SSC, what is Froude number? There will be 4 options. In that you have to take the right option as under root Fi by Fg. Will be getting your marks. What is inertial force? Nothing. Mass into acceleration. F is equals to m into a. वही तो है inertial force. So mass into acceleration. How can you write mass? Mass I can write it as density into volume, right? So density into volume I am writing it as LQ, right? And how to write acceleration? Acceleration I can write units क्या है? Length by time square. Length by time square. So this I have L cube, here I have L. What I can do is यहाँ पे मैं L square लिख रहा हूँ, यहाँ पे L square लिख रहा हूँ. Is it okay? So L by T whole square हो गया ये. So this is nothing but V square. So I can write rho. Let us be clear. Rho L square V square, right? Rho L square V square. So my Froude number is nothing but rho L square V square divided by Fg. So it is gravitational force, mass into G, right? Mg. So mass I can write it as density into L cube again into G. So L square cancel and यहाँ पे L हो जाएगा, density cancel and under root है. So V will come out under root G into L is my Froude number. I hope it is very clear for you. समझ में आ गया? So your Froude number formula, what is it? Under root V by GL, or you can write GL or you can write V by GD. अप टू यू, ठीक है। सो एल भी लिख सकते हो, डी भी लिख सकते हो। वेर यूर एल और डी स्टैंड फॉर हाइड्रोलिक डेप्थ, डू नॉट कंफ्यूज विथ आर। आर इज योर हाइड्रोलिक मीन, मीन भी याद रखना है, मीन रेडियस, ओके, बट दिस इज हाइड्रोलिक डेप्थ, ठीक है। एल और डी और हाइड्रोलिक डेप्थ होता है, ठीक है। एंड व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला ऑफ इट? hydraulic depth, it is nothing but you have your area, right, divided by top width. If you have a rectangular channel, if this is your top width, so आपका d value क्या हो जाएगा? A of this channel divided by top width. Okay, if you have some section like this trapezoid, तो आपका top width क्या हो जाएगा? This is your top width, so your d value will be A divided by T. Okay, this T value, I hope you are getting it. So be careful with that L. L is here hydraulic depth, and my fraud number is V by root LG. So far clear है आपको? सब कुछ डन, परफेक्ट हो, ब्रेन में बैठ गया ना कॉन्सेप्ट, नो नीड टू वरी. एंड L और D यू कैन, आई आज से मैं D ही बुलाऊंगा, ठीक है, L छोड़ दो आप, D. So D is nothing but my A by T, right? सो वेटेड पेरीमीटर डिवाइडेड बाई टॉप विड्थ कर लोगे तो आपको डी वैल्यू आ जाएगी. सो इफ योर फ्रॉड नंबर इज इक्वल्स टू 1, फ्लो इज क्रिटिकल. फ्लो क्या है? क्रिटिकल है, ठीक है. इफ योर फ्रॉड नंबर इज लेस देन 1, then it is subcritical. If your fraud number is greater than 1, then it is supercritical. See, the meaning of this less than 1, greater than 1 you will understand later on, but let us be very precise. Your critical flow यानी energy minimum है. Both your subcritical and supercritical energy is more than your critical condition only. The difference comes in slope. In supercritical क्या होता है? Slope काफी ज्यादा होता है, ठीक है. सो इन सब क्रिटिकल आपका स्लोप इतना ज्यादा नहीं रहता है, कम रहता है कंपेयर टू योर नॉर्मल कंडीशन. सो बोथ आई विल टीच यू इन डिटेल, काफी क्लियर समझ में आ जाएगा आपको. बट सो फार यू आर क्लियर, राइट? इफ फ्रॉड नंबर इक्वल्स टू 1, वी विल कॉल इट एज क्रिटिकल फ्लो. इफ इट इज greater than 1, super critical. Less than 1, subcritical. Subcritical में क्या होता है? You can obviously relate. Subcritical, the flow will be slow. The flow will be slow. You can call it as tranquil, यानी ज्यादा इंटरमिक्सिंग नहीं रहता है, काम काम. You can, ट्रैंक्विल का मीनिंग होता है ऑलमोस्ट काम, काम से पानी जा रहा है, ठीक है. वेर एज इन सुपर क्रिटिकल, ओके, इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज रैपिड और शूटिंग और टोरेंटियल, ठीक है. याद रखना, टोरेंटियल, ट्रैंक्विल, दिस टर्म्स यू माइट बी कंफ्यूज. यू कैन आस्क यू द कंडीशन फॉर ट्रैंक्विल फ्लो इज, आप सबको पता है सब क्रिटिकल फ्लो का कंडीशन होता है फ्रॉड नंबर लेस देन 1. आप लिखने चले गए एसएससी जेई एंड ही इज आस्किंग what is condition for tranquil flow. Now you are confused, right? I hope you are getting it. So please be clear. Tranquil less than 1, torrential greater than 1. Okay, so now let us derive the formula for our channels. I have told you my fraud number, it is V by root G into D. V by root GD, and my D value is nothing but area divided by top width, right? Area divided by top width. My velocity I can write it as Q by A, because discharge is equals to A into V, right? So I can write V as Q by A, right? Divided by under root G A by T. So here what I can do, I can take my square root outside, right? कर सकता हूँ, नहीं कर सकता हूँ, right? कर सकता हूँ. So let us do the same thing now. Let us see what happens. So you can see here we have the same term Q by A by under root G A by T, right? So let us take all A common. उसके पहले मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? आई कैन टेक द स्क्वायर रूट आउट, राइट, सो दैट इट विल बी इजी. माई एफ आर इक्वल्स टू क्यू बाई ए डिवाइडेड बाई अंडर रूट जी ए बाई टी. सो इफ आई एम सेंडिंग द स्क्वायर रूट हियर, व्हाट विल हैपन? आई विल बी गेटिंग माई एफ आर स्क्वायर इज इक्वल्स टू क्यू स्क्वायर बाई ए स्क्वायर into GA by T. Agreed or not? So I can write my FR square is equals to, ये T ऊपर भिजा दो, Q square T by GA cube, right? My FR square is equals to Q square T by GA cube, and this is valid for all the cross section. It could be a circular channel, it could be rectangular, it could be square, it doesn't matter. आपको आपका आंसर आ जाएगा. Just find out fraud number using this. Okay, discharge flowing in that channel into square into T, that is top weight, divided by G into A cube कर लेना, आपको आपका फ्रॉड नंबर आ जाएगा. गिव इट 10 स्टार. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर्मूला, द फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला विच यू हैव टू रिमेंबर हियर, ठीक है. सॉरी, फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला नहीं, सेकंड फॉर्मूला. फर्स्ट फॉर्मूला तो ये है विच यू हैव टू रिमेंबर, एफ आर इक्वल्स टू V by root LG. दिस इज द सेकंड फॉर्मूला. गिव इट, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन. ओके, सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल most of the channels what we'll be doing is rectangular, right? तो rectangle के लिए we can reduce this formula. my FR square is equals to Q square T by GA cube, right? So let us reduce it for rectangle. I know for my rectangle what I can write, or you can write it as in the previous form itself. FR is equals to V by root GD, which is root G into A by T, right? So I know if I have a if I have a rectangular channel, if just I have a rectangular channel, let this be Y, and top width let that be B or T. It is up to you, B or T doesn't matter. Bottom में भी आपको B ही आएगा. So let us try to calculate V by root G into what is area, B into Y, divided by top width is B cancel. So V by root GY is your Froude number when it comes to rectangular section. So this is also direct bit. Give it 3 star and remember. ठीक है, give it 3 star and remember. Now let us see some of the terminology which are quite easy. Just give me a second, let me erase this. Now let us see some basic terminology. See, you might be preparing hard, you might be remembering all the formulae, practicing difficult problems, but in small examinations, especially state PSC examinations or SSC JE or any other JE examination, okay? So in this type of examinations, you will be getting straightforward basic bits, okay? Straightforward rahega, basic rahega, which you haven't revised and you will be losing marks. This happens to the majority of students. I don't want you to repeat the same mistakes. So what I have done is I have written everything in the notes. So notes ek bar pad lena and be confident in whatever is written in notes. So let us see some basic terminology also, like depth of flow section, wetted area, wetted perimeter, hydraulic mean radius, hydraulic depth, everything we will see, okay? So let us take, this is my channel, okay? Water is flowing in this direction, okay? And from this side, if you are seeing from this side upper cross section, it is something like this. It could be of any shape. In this paper I have drawn something like this. So irrespective of what shape it is at the bottom, this will be your top width, right? I hope I am very clear for you. What is top width, you know, right? And this is your depth of flow. This is your depth of flow. ये जो y आपको दिख रहा है from bottom part, ये जो from bottom part to top part, ये जो आपको मिला है, that is y. Okay, now let us define this y, the depth of flow. So it is the vertical distance of the lowest point of channel section from the free surface, right? You can clearly see in this diagram, right? In this diagram, यहाँ से आप नीचे चले जाना, it is the vertical distance of the lowest point of channel section from the free surface. This is I am calling as depth of flow, right? And there is one more term which is called as depth of flow section. What is this depth of flow section? Let us try to understand. So if I have some channel like this, let us say I have drawn a vertical line, a straight line, so and that is y, okay? I got this y distance here, well and good. But if I am taking a normal to my flow, if the water, you can clearly see it is flowing something like this, right? Water is flowing something like this. If I am taking normal to my flow, ठीक है, 90 degrees angle पे मैं अगर line डालूं तो I will be getting this depth D, and this depth D I am calling it as depth of flow section. वो फ्लो सेक्शन का डेप्थ कितना है, दैट विल बी डी. हाउ टू गेट डी? वेरी सिंपल यार, कुछ भी नहीं है. सी लेट अस टेक you know this angle, right? Whatever the angle it is making with the y, okay? So let that be theta. So my d will be nothing but y into cos theta. End of story. So this will give me my depth of flow section, right? And यहाँ पे जो थीटा है वो थीटा ही यहाँ पे भी आएगा. सॉरी, बेड स्लोप पे डालेंगे, दैट विल बी बेटर. सो थीटा यहाँ पे भी आ जाएगा एंड यू जस्ट हैव टू डू y cos theta and you will be getting your d value. As simple as that, right? So next is wetted area. It is very simple. It is just cross section area of flow section of channel. So let us see, this will be your area, cross sectional area आपको लेना है, that will be your wetted area. What is wetted perimeter? It is the length of channel boundary in contact with the flowing water. So what is the boundary which actually got wet? You have to say, for example, let us say this was your channel and water आपका यहाँ तक है, ठीक है? water आपका यहाँ तक है. So what is the surface which is wet? You can clearly see the surface which is wet. I am drawing with the blue line, you can check, right? बस इतना सा wet हुआ है ना. I hope you got it. So the length of this whatever blue line it is being formed, I am calling it as wetted perimeter. Concept clear है आपका? Perfect हो. Next is hydraulic radius. अरे यार, hydraulic radius और hydraulic mean depth, hydraulic radius or hydraulic mean depth एक ही term है. It is represented by R and it is nothing but my wetted area divided by wetted perimeter. There is one more thing which is hydraulic depth. याद रखना hydraulic depth है, hydraulic mean depth नहीं. hydraulic mean depth means hydraulic radius only. hydraulic depth D. So it is the ratio of wetted area to the top width. So my hydraulic depth क्या हो जाएगा? wetted area divided by top width. So far clear, right? कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है इसमें. Now let us see some topics, advanced concepts भी देख लेंगे, which you already know, but it will serve as a basic revision to you. Water always flows from a region of higher total energy or total head to a region of lower total energy or total head. कोई बात है इसमें बोलने लायक? See, always water it will flow from higher energy to lower energy. Common sense की बात है, right? Unless there is some another source which you are giving. For example, यहाँ पे पंप लगा दिया तो obviously you are increasing the energy of it, right? So in general cases, in not you are manipulating cases, in general cases obviously water has to flow from higher total head to lower total head. So this is very general and you will be able to understand it. So my total head I can write it as P by gamma plus V square by 2G plus Z, right? The same formula which we are using from our fluid mechanics one, where P by gamma I can write it as pressure head और प्रेशर पर यूनिट वेट. ये टर्मिनोलॉजी याद रखना, प्रेशर पर यूनिट वेट P by gamma, right? So next I have V square by 2G. This I can write it as kinetic or velocity head, kinetic head or velocity head, right? And एक काफी इंपॉर्टेंट टर्मिनोलॉजी है, इसका याद रखना है. सो काइनेटिक एनर्जी डेंसिटी पर यूनिट वेट का मतलब भी V square by 2G ही होता है. इन एग्जामिनेशन ही कैन आस्क यू व्हाट इज काइनेटिक एनर्जी डेंसिटी पर यूनिट वेट, एंड बच्चे पागल, they don't know what to do, right? Even if someone use such a big terminology at me like kinetic energy density per unit weight, मैं भी घबरा जाऊंगा. But what is it? It is nothing but V square by 2G. You don't believe me? What is kinetic energy? So it is of rho V square, you can take it like that, divided by per unit weight. Unit weight you can write it as rho G. Rho cancel, so V square by 2G. बस इतनी सी बात है. Such a small derivation, but this terminology whenever you see such complex English terms, obviously you will be shaking, right? Even it happens to me. That's why I'm teaching you in advance. So next time whenever you see kinetic energy density per unit weight, it is nothing but your kinetic head or velocity head, V square by 2G. That's it, okay? And what is this Z in this term? You know, right? It is nothing but your datum head. For example, अरे यार आप जानते हो नीचे डायग्राम भी आएगा, नॉट एट ऑल इशू. यहाँ पे मैं दोबारा आपको Z समझा दूंगा, डेटम हेड और पोटेंशियल हेड, ओके? और इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज पोटेंशियल एनर्जी डेंसिटी पर यूनिट वेट. आई होप यू गॉट इट, समझ में आ गया. इट इज विथ रेस्पेक्ट टू एलिवेशन, राइट? कितने हाइट पे है, इट विल गिव यू योर Z वैल्यू. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज योर पोटेंशियल हेड और पोटेंशियल डेंसिटी पर यूनिट वेट. सो फर्स्ट टर्म प्रेशर पर यूनिट वेट, सेकेंड टर्म काइनेटिक एनर्जी पर यूनिट वेट, थर्ड टर्म पोटेंशियल एनर्जी पर यूनिट वेट. फॉर्मूला क्लियर, right? So now let us see total energy line, piezometric line, hydraulic gradient line, all these things. See, if you are adding all these values, right, what you will be getting, you will be getting your total energy. If you are joining this line along the direction of flow, you will be getting your total energy line. And always remember, total energy line can only be falling, or rise nahi karta hai. So it always falls. I hope you remember, right? Because this water has to utilize energy to move from one position to the other position. अभी तो समझाया था. Just like human beings, you need to waste certain energy to move from one place to other place, right? Water को भी spend करना ही पड़ेगा. Therefore, total energy is always falling. Total energy is always falling. See, your hydraulic gradient line can decrease. ये जो hydraulic gradient line है, it can be constant, it can decrease, it can increase. But total energy line हमेशा डिक्रीज ही होना चाहिए. आई होप इट इज वेरी क्लियर फॉर यू. आई होप यू गॉट इट. सो नेक्स्ट, piezometric head. Very simple, it is the rise of piezometer with respect to any arbitrary chosen datum. piezometric head में आपको क्या आ जाएगा? P by gamma plus your datum head. दो मिला दोगे आपका pressure head plus your whatever potential head. If you are combining, you will be getting your piezometric head. Very simple, right? So if you are joining your piezometric head along the flow, you will be getting your line, and this line I am calling it as hydraulic gradient line. So the line which is showing the variation of piezometric head, I am calling it as hydraulic gradient line. याद रखना, this hydraulic gradient line can be falling, it can be constant or it can be rising up, it doesn't matter. आपने देखा होगा ना पानी, hydraulic gradient line I have told you it is coinciding with the top surface of water. लास्ट मॉड्यूल मैंने समझा दिया था, it is coinciding with top surface of water. You might have seen in various places that your top surface of water is somewhere constant, somewhere falling like this, or somewhere rising also. देखा ना आपने? So practically also you already know that hydraulic gradient line, it can be varying, it can be constant, it can be decreasing or it can be increasing, whereas my total energy line is always falling. I hope it is very clear. So now let us see this example. यहाँ पे है हमारा channel, यहाँ पे है हमारा channel, and I am taking with respect to some elevation, mean sea level elevation or anything. Okay, so यहाँ पे आ गया मेरा ZA, and on this the water level is up to y1. Okay, z1 and ऊपर आके y1. So whenever I am keeping my piezometer, obviously water level will be up to y1. ठीक है. So let us take one more section, z2 or zb, it doesn't matter, and यहाँ पे था y2, यहाँ पे था y2. So if you are keeping your piezometer, it is rising up to y2. So if I am joining various points in between it, I am getting a line, and this line I am calling it as hydraulic gradient line. I hope it is very clear for you. याद है? So for the same thing, if the water is moving from this position to this position, how the total energy line will be? Let us say total energy line point 1 is here. It will be something like this only. It will be always falling, to be precise. It will be always falling. थोड़ा दिख रहा है ना आपको? Deviation दिख रहा है ना? It is always falling curve. Total energy line will be falling. Whereas your hydraulic gradient line, it doesn't matter. It can increase, decrease, or it can remain constant. Okay, I hope it is very clear for you. So the terms can reorient themselves, because in my total energy line I had P by gamma plus Z plus V square by 2G. In this hydraulic gradient line I have only P by gamma plus Z. Okay, so in total energy what used to happen is, if your P by gamma plus Z is increasing, in this case आपको P by gamma plus Z is increased, but आपका V square by 2G क्या होगा? It will be decreasing rapidly in this case total energy, so that it is always falling. Whereas in this case you can clearly see P by Z, P by gamma plus Z got increased. Therefore what happened? Your hydraulic gradient line is actually rising in this diagram. Okay, it's actually rising in this diagram. So the terms in your total energy whatever equation is there, it will rearrange in such a way that it will be always decreasing only. Okay, I hope you got it. समझ में आ गया concept? So in open channel flow, the free surface will always represent what? Hydraulic gradient line. So free surface represents a surface with constant pressure and zero shear stress. Very important, give it 5 stars. ये जो free surface है, I have told you the free surface will represent hydraulic gradient line. So I have told you in the last module that the pressure should be constant on it, right? So it need not be P atmospheric, it can be any other thing, but it should be constant all over it. Even then we can consider it as a free surface. In general, वो phenomena possible होता है only when P atmospheric is there. So you can remember like that also. So free surface represents a surface with constant pressure and zero shear stress. Okay. Along the direction of flow, your total energy line will always fall. Very important, give it 10 star. Whereas your hydraulic gradient line, it can remain constant, it can rise or it can fall. For example, in rivers, irrigation canals, flow-in pipes, running partially full, you might have seen this already, right? So I need not explain you again. So now let us see a very important thing, how to measure the discharge in my open channels, how to measure my Q value. Same formulas whatever you have been using, we will use here also. First formula whatever we have, Chase's formula. So I know Q is equals to AV, and Chase ने velocity का formula दिया था C root RS. So my Q will be A C root RS. बस इतनी सी बात है, ठीक है. What I can do is I can take A C root R outside and root S बन जाएगा. This I can take it as K, ठीक है. This I can take it as K, which represents conveyance of the channel section. I hope it is very clear. So my Q value is actually directly proportional to K. Okay, and K is called as conveyance. I hope you got it. And what is the value of C in this? What is the value of C in this? ये C का value दिया है बेसिन ने and cutters ने, ठीक है. एक है बेसिन, दूसरा कटर. दो फॉर्मूला आपको याद रखना है. बोथ formulas are super important. Direct bits can come. Which of the following is Basin's formula? You have to tick one of the 4 options. Okay. So in SSC, JEE, State PSC exams, you can expect questions like this. Your C is 157.6 divided by 181 plus K by root R. Very important formula. Please do remember it. Okay. So where K is our basin's constant and it will depend on surface roughness. The water is flowing along the section, right? ये जो surface roughness के ऊपर depend होके रहेगा K value, and this is your C value which is 157.6 divided by 181 plus K by root R. I hope you got it. Clear हो? Next, Khutter ने भी एक formula दिया है where your C value is very important again. So C value is 23 plus 0.00155 divided by S plus 1 by root n. After that denominator में क्या लिखना है? The same term gets copied, but first write 1 plus 23 plus 0.00155 divided by S into n by root r. So this is the formula which you have to remember in case of Cutter's formula. ठीक है? Where here n whatever you have, right, it is again depending, it is your Manning's constant which again depends upon your channel roughness. Okay, so we have one more formula, Manning's formula. So where our C value you can directly write it as 1 by n or 1 by nu also you can write, or 1 by n, it is up to you. हम generally 1 by nu लिखते हैं ना, तो वही continue कर लेंगे, r to the power of 1 by 6. My C value is 1 by nu r to the power of 1 by 6, where my nu is Manning's constants or rigorosity coefficient. So you can substitute that. Q is equals to AC रूट आर एस में आप सब्स्टिट्यूट कर सकते हो 1 बाई न्यू आर टू द पावर ऑफ 1 बाई 6, तो क्या हो जाएगा 1 बाई न्यू ए आर टू द पावर ऑफ 2 बाई 3 एस टू द पावर ऑफ 1 बाई 2 हो जाएगा. योर क्यू वैल्यू इज 1 बाई न्यू ए आर टू द पावर ऑफ 2 बाई 3 इंटू एस टू द पावर ऑफ 1 बाई 2. डन, क्लियर. एंड हाउ टू गेट दिस न्यू वैल्यू, ये जो एन वैल्यू है न्यू वैल्यू है, टू गेट दैट वी हैव वन मोर फॉर्मूला विच इज कॉल्ड एज स्टिकलर्स फॉर्मूला. इफ you know the sediments across this water, right, तो उसका आप मीन डायमीटर ले लोगे, d50 ले लोगे. So now your new value is nothing but d50 by 21.1, सिर्फ d50 का whole to the power of 1 by 6. New is d50 whole to the power of 1 by 6 divided by 21.1. So if you remember, it's good, very simple formula, एक बार पढ़ लेना, याद रहेगा, it's not that difficult. So d50 whole to the power of 1 by 6 divided by 21.1, you will be getting your new value. You can substitute here and get your Q value. So for a wide rectangular channel, यही formula use करेंगे. For a wide rectangular channel, how it will be changing? Let us try to understand. So if I have a wide rectangular channel, what is my R value? It is Y. ऊपर ही तो derive किया था, last module में किया था शायद, नहीं? R is equals to Y. So if I am substituting that, my area, let us say this is Y and this is B. My area is BY. My R is Y. If I am substituting 1 by nu into a, right, a आके by हो गया, into r to the power of 2 by 3, y to the power of 2 by 3 into s to the power of 1 by 2. So if you are substituting this, what you will be getting? You will be getting your Q value is b by nu y to the power of 5 by 3 s to the power of 1 by 2, right? So what I am doing is I am sending this b here, b मैं नीचे भिजा रहा हूँ. So what I will be getting is I will be getting discharge per unit width. Q by B क्या हो जाएगा? Discharge per unit width, and I am representing it as small q. From now on, you will be repeatedly seeing small q. What is it? It is nothing but capital Q, which is discharge meter cube per second divided by unit width. Okay, I hope you got it. So Q by B आपका small q हो जाएगा. So it is nothing but you can write it as y to the power of 5 by 3 s to the power of 1 by 2 into nu. Right. So if you are rearranging the terms, what will be your s value? That will be your q nu into y to the power of 5 by 3, right? So this is under root s or s to the power of 1 by 2. So what will be s will be nothing but q square, your nu square, or you want to write it as n, it is up to you, n square divided by y to the power of 10 by 3. So this is your s value. I hope you got it. समझ गए कॉन्सेप्ट? काफी सिंपल है ना, नो नीड टू वरी मच, राइट? नो नीड टू वरी मच. So this is your answer. S is equals to q square n square by y to the power of 10 by 3. So if you remember this, you will be easily getting 1 mark in any state PSC examination. What is S value? Slope क्या है? So slope of energy lane क्या है? So that will be q square n square by y to the power of 10 by 3. अप्लाई कर लेना, आपको आंसर आ जाएगा. And one more thing, what is the slope? This is not the slope of your ground. ठीक है? So let your channel is something like this. this is not your slope. I am not talking about this slope. ठीक है, let us be very precise. I am not talking about bed slope. Whenever I am talking about S, right, हमारी जो एनर्जी लाइन आई थी ना, टोटल एनर्जी लाइन, it is falling, right? So its slope I am taking as S. Okay, so S is nothing but slope of energy line. Let us be very precise. Okay, S is slope of energy line, not slope of your bed channel. And if S value is increasing, what will happen to your Y, depth of flow? Let us be very precise. If S value is increasing, depth of flow will decrease, because inversely related, right? अगर S value बढ़ना है तो Y value कमना है. और you can common sense भी apply कर सकते हो. If something is very steep, okay, अगर किसी का slope कुछ ज़्यादा ही है, then obviously the depth of water in the stream will be less. The depth will be less because if something is steep, it will be moving with a very high velocity. Agreed or not? अगर किसी slant area पे कुछ पानी छोड़ोगे, it will be traveling with a very high velocity. If velocity is increasing, I know Q is equals to AV, V is very high, what will happen to area? Area should decrease. Area decrease हो रहा है का मतलब क्या है? The depth of water is also decreasing, right? But velocity is increasing. To maintain the discharge, the velocity is increasing and your depth of flow is decreasing. I hope you got it. So as the slope is increasing, your depth of flow will always decrease. This is also one of the bit which can be asked and you have to remember. ठीक है, I hope you got it. And what is your critical flow? मैंने clearly आपको समझा दिया था. It is the energy required for the flow corresponding to minimum energy. Under such condition, flow is called as critical flow. अगर flow चल रहा है with minimum energy, अगर उससे कम energy दोगे तो flow नहीं चलेगा. That condition we are calling it as critical flow condition. Okay, and depth corresponding to this critical flow, right? If this is critical flow condition, the depth corresponding to this critical flow, I am calling it as critical depth, YC, and the velocity of the flow of water in this condition, I am writing it as VC or critical velocity. Done. I hope you got it. समझ में आ गया? If the energy at inlet of the slope is less than E minimum or energy corresponding to this critical flow, obviously flow क्या होगा? It will never take place. Water will not move from one point to other point. Only if energy is greater than whatever is required than this critical, the flow is possible. And this you can obviously, these flows you can divide into two flows. One is subcritical, second one is supercritical. Let us be very clear. Let us say this is your critical flow diagram. ठीक है, and obviously this is your YC, critical depth, and this is your VC, which is your critical velocity. Okay, and your जो bed slope है ना, let us take it as S naught. Let us take it as S naught. This is the minimum energy which you are applying so that the water is flowing. ठीक है. Now if you are increasing the slope greater than this S naught से बढ़ा रहे हो, S2 greater than S naught, and energy is also greater than that. If you are increasing the slope, what will happen to the velocity? Velocity क्या हो जाएगा? पानी का just relate with the common sense. If the slope is increasing, the velocity will increase, right? So clearly my V2 is greater than VC. If my velocity is more, what will happen to my area? Area should decrease. So my critical depth also decreases. So in this condition my y2 is less than yc. I hope you got it. अगर यहाँ पे yc था 2 मीटर, let us say just for example, यहाँ पे कितना है y2, it will be 1.5 meter or something like that, something less than your yc. Clear? And this condition I am calling it a supercritical flow. If your slope is more than your critical slope, I am calling it as supercritical flow. I hope you got the concept. If your energy is obviously more than A minimum, flow is happening, but your slope is very less. If your slope is very less, same concept, agar slope even less है with your compared to your critical flow, obviously what is the velocity? Velocity is very less. अगर velocity less है, Q to be constant, your velocity is less, area is more, so obviously your y value is more here. Your y value is more compared to your critical depth. I hope you got it. So this condition I am calling it as subcritical. अगर slope कम है subcritical, slope ज़्यादा है तो supercritical. I hope you got the concept. I hope you have enjoyed this topic. सब clear है, subcritical clear है. And what is the CDL? CDL, ये जो टर्म जो है CDL, it is nothing but critical depth line. So you got this YC, right? So wherever the YC line आप ज्वाइन करोगे तो आपको क्या आ जाएगा? critical depth का line आ जाएगा. As simple as that. You can clearly see in this diagram, in supercritical flow what is happening? Your critical depth line is well above because आपका depth क्या हो गया? कम गया. Slope ज़्यादा है इसलिए depth is less. Whereas in subcritical flow you can clearly see your critical depth line is somewhere here and your whatever line is there, it is well very much above it. Why? Because here the depth is more as your slope is less. End of story. समझ गए concept? Everything is done. In the next module we will continue with wave celerity. Have a nice day. See you in next module.